Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name. Welcome to another boss guide. Today we are fighting none other than Shohei, Yakumo, and Nuwa. Here, let me pull up their things here. I forgot to open them up here, so we're doing it in the intro. I gotta remember to put timestamps into this, by the way. Here we go. All right, so get ready to take a screenshot if you want this. There you go. And you want this. So the highlights here, what we're dealing with, she's weak to fire, he's weak to darkness. We're going to be using that. He is resistant to physical, which is kind of annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. And then most of the time he's going to be using a lightning attack. Sometimes he's going to use a physical attack, but none of it has piercing, so you don't need to worry about it. With her, I haven't seen her use this physical attack. She normally opens with the force attacks, but basically it doesn't matter. She doesn't ever get an action in this fight because his pattern is so predictable, where he starts with a non-piercing lightning and then he goes into physical. You get to use dampeners, and they only have 2 turn icons, so you're going to ignore them every single turn that they go. So you don't even need to worry about her, but just kill her first, because he always acts first. So if we kill her first, it'll be pretty easy here. So let's take a look at my team here. So this is how I'm going to open the fight, with Flamey Boy, Purpy, King Frost, and Yakshini. Although this team is not tight. I did not make this team for this fight. I just did the fight, and then I repositioned my units that I already had around to make it slightly interesting. You can see I don't even have a full demon stock right now. But overall, not very difficult of a fight. However, I am relying on Fire Breath because a lot of times on single targets, this ability is insane when you're using like it in combo with something like the Pandemonic Feast. But I don't currently, with 2, it's pretty bad. So I would use just a regular medium attack. That way you don't miss. But we're playing with a little bit of RNG. Basically, as long as you hit the left person once, then this is fine. But you would prefer not to do it. But Fire Boy's here because my King Frost also has Fire Breath. And King Frost has a -6. But this Flame Boy will bring it up to an actual +5. So it makes King Frost pretty good here. Also, neither of them have any resistances to frost, so King Bafula is pretty good here for some AoE damage. If you do something with Purpy, where you get a press turn icon, then you could use King Bafula, and that'll lower their defenses. But also, Yakshini's here, and I'm mostly using Toxic Spray with her. If you're afraid of taking damage, you could lower their evasion. That's kind of what I do here, but honestly, I'm not too concerned with any of that. She's mostly going to use Toxic Spray on the left and then the right, and then King Frost is going to do this. And basically, we're just going to use Fire Breath, Sakanagi, and damage and kill the girl on the left. She'll never get a turn. The guy on the right, we're going to dampen her all of his stuff. Then, as you get near the end of her being alive, you're going to want to do something like this, where I have Alice. Alice is really good, just in general. She's very powerful. Die for me is super powerful. Extra dark damage. The guy on the right is weak to dark, so Alice is perfect here. I also put a Black Frost in, and then I think I put in, who was my last character? I actually think I used Yoko here. Everyone has access to Yoko, but I didn't have enough characters that had access to dark attacks. I try not to use them, but I didn't want to go fuse something just for this fight that I had already beaten before. So I just use her. She has Mudun, which is good. These characters are incredibly powerful because they have access to items. I know you can get the demons to use items. I just haven't bought that yet. But basically, after the girl on the left is almost dead, I'm probably going to use some AoE to kill her, and then I'm going to start switching out, have Alice switch out. Because, again, we're not taking damage, right? They're using dampener. We're using dampeners. We're fine. I even have physical block on my main boy here. So then we're going to use Alice, Purpy, Black Frost, and Yoko Hiromine, and that should get us through the fight. I use pretty much critical, the ultimate critical gauge every time. You could use other ones, but this one's the best. Not always, but it's usually just the best. My character, 86 strength, 50 vit. The magic I've put 0 points into. Agility I've put some into. He doesn't really miss, so that's all that you worry about. Wrath of Tempest, normally insane, and it is pretty good, but when you're not hitting the target you want, it's kind of annoying. And the character on the right is resistant to physical, so that's why I have an almighty attack here that'll mostly do the damage. Physical block is just good to have on somebody. It's crazy expensive, but if you can't buy physical dampeners, or at least you couldn't at the early game, and I haven't needed to buy them at this point yet. So overall, honestly, it's a super easy fight. I beat it twice in a row. Both times were on my first try. Second time was a little bit easier, I'll admit, because I had a more, I actually didn't have to switch all my characters around on turn 1, and I knew what to predict, what to expect. But yeah, that's all for this one, guys. Much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye! Let's give it a go. Yes, yes, yes. You're so cool. How funny is it, that scene right there? You see on his belt, he has a gun and a sword. And then he's like, I'm getting the sword out for this one. Anyway, I always find that funny. So the left is weak to... She's weak to fire. He's weak to darkness. Okay. Do we critical turn 1? I don't think so. I think we do critical turn 2, and we lower their stats a bit here. I should get something on my boy that lets him do something like this. You know what? Just to play it extra safe here, we're going to use our electric dampener turn 1 here. In case this fire breath isn't guaranteed to hit her. It's likely, but it is not guaranteed. So, and then we will toxic spray. And then you will fire breath. And now you will Sangeki. Sakanagi. I wish he just yelled it. Ah, see, that's exactly. You're. This isn't the attack that I would want to use normally, fire breath against multiple targets, but it's what we got, so it's what we're using. We'll critical. We're not exactly buffed or anything. It's okay. She clearly doesn't have that much stats. We'll even do AoE here. I actually think you'll use this again. Oh, you even poisoned her. That's kind of nice. I wish I had large... I need to get just like a single target fire damage here. In fact, I think we're going to use this. Even with the critical, I think this will just do more damage guaranteed. We're going to... Oh, her defense was already lowered. That was probably a mistake. Ooh. I forgot to do a debuff here. All right. Like to protect. He's going to attack someone. And it was even weak, so that's bad for us. Okay, that's Megatushi. This is very, very easy to deal with. So you're going to change out. You get a turn, right? So we light up. 1, 2. Yeah, you do. Okay. So I think it's time to switch out for Alice, probably. I like this guy a lot too. I don't like letting her die, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, we could do the Kikoman guy here. He'll just make Flemish stronger. This is just so hard about not having any single target fire attacks. Is that like I just don't know if it's gonna hit her or not. Actually, I do. I have Yoko. Let's use Yoko because she's good against both of them actually, and everyone that's playing this has access to her, so that's probably pretty good. You don't need to use fire breath. Actually, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should just boost our attack. Yeah, let's just boost your attack. We'll kill her next turn. As long as we don't miss on these next 2 attacks, we're set. Cool, 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 cool. And to keep it simple, we're going to use our physical block built in because you can't buy these. Although I don't like using this. It's very expensive still. Thank you. Enjoy. Alright, fire breath. Oh, that's so fucking bad, bro. Alright, because I missed that, I'm just going to use a fire shard here, or fire gem. Alright, Spanker. And then he's going to use his lightning attack. I think our protagonist will survive it. I don't think any of our characters will die. I think we're just going to go for the kill here on her. And then we'll buff our own attack again. Is his defense down is going to stop, so we'll just refresh that instead. Oh, he's just charging Megatushi. All right, well, this is over. This is over. We're going to change you out for Alice.
Let's go.
I'm going to change King Frost out for Black Frost.
Your turn. Go.
You're going to go ahead and use the Black Draco Strike. You are... You know what? You just use a physical dampener here. I only have 2. I actually am not going to be able to rely on these. Go ahead and use Die for me. We probably could start with him first, honestly, killing him. It's fine. Let's have fun. This is almost over. We'll do the Evergreen Dance. We'll do a Black Draco Strike. And then you'll use a... Sure. There you go. All right, now you miss everybody because you fucking suck at this. You're, like, terrible. Die for me. Critical. Critical's probably better, man. It's so strong all the time. I don't, like... It's just so strong all the time. Especially when you have, like, Wrath Tempest. This thing's insane. Even when he's resistant to it, it's like, who cares, you know? Die for me. Like, it's just... What are they gonna do, right? Honestly, like, another super easy boss fight. I know they're gonna ramp up, but, like, I'm, like, 35 hours in or something. Like, they should start ramping up. Anyway.
I told you.
Much love. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.